Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today we're gonna play around with some new makeup. Some of this I shared on my Instagram. I got at the cosmetic company outlet store. Some of this is from Sephora, which I got during the VIB sale. Some of this is from Ulta that I purchased recently. So all around, just a lot of new stuff. Pretty much a full face of new products. I will say that I'm officially back on my no-buy. You're gonna see a couple more things come in since I bought them before this, but I haven't received them in the mail yet. So I made a purchase at Victoria Beckham Beauty and I made a purchase from Phytosurgeons. Both of them were having sales and I figured it was a good time to pick them up. That being said, I am back on my no-buy, and if I break it, I want you guys to yell at me because I definitely do need to stop. That being said though, this is a full face of new makeup, or testing new makeup products I should say. We have a lot of goodies here, some very viral products, some products that I haven't heard much about, but I wanted to try them anyway. If you're new here, hi, my name is Vivian. I'm a robotics engineer with a love for all things beauty and makeup related, and I'd love it if you liked and subscribed if you aren't already. Let's just hop into it. I'm gonna first pin back my hair. The first thing, which isn't necessarily new, but I'm giving it another go because I said that the last time that I used this, my face broke out a ton, and I said that I wasn't sure if it was because of my period or if the product has just gone bad, and I was a little upset because I've had this for, I want to say like less than a year, and so it was kind of early to go bad. Since then, I've gotten more periods and my face has just been breaking out a ton while I'm on those periods, so I'm not actually sure if it's the product or if it's the time of the month. So I'm gonna try this again. This is the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation in the shade Light Medium Neutral 200. It's described as light medium with subtle pink undertones. I would say it does have more of a neutral undertone for it being pink, which is why I picked it up. I am gonna go in with my Merit, I think this is just called the #1 brush or something like that, but it's just a foundation brush. I've really been liking it lately, and I'm just gonna start buffing this in. I'm gonna give this a good shot though. I think I'm gonna try and start using this for the next week or so, and if my skin breaks out, then we'll know for sure that it's this product, and if it doesn't, then I think we can say that it's just my period and I can go back to really liking the foundation. I'm just gonna blend this out. I only did one pump, so it's not gonna be a lot of coverage. That's fine. I don't typically like super high coverage anyway. I just kind of want to even my skin tone a little bit. So I've used this and loved this before, so I know how I feel about it. I was just really upset that it broke me out, or I thought it broke me out. So it looks great on the skin, super lightweight, all around a good foundation. So the next thing I'm going to go in with is the Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer and Eraser. I have mine in the shade CN74 Beige. I haven't heard many people talk about this. I know Jamie Page has talked about it a couple times, which is kind of why I'm picking it up. This is one of the products that I purchased when I was on my work trip at the cosmetic company outlet. The shade Beige looks like pretty much my actual skin tone. Usually my concealer goes a little bit lighter, but this is pretty much the exact same shade. I'm just going to use the Merit #1 brush again to blend this out. It might be a little dark, especially on my under eyes. It does look a tiny bit dark. It does feel super hydrating. I do like the way it looks on my under eyes. It covered up my acne pretty well. It looks pretty good for the time being. Like I said, it's a little bit dark, so it's a little like off-putting, but I do think this would be more of a summer shade for me. I think it's a little too dark for me at the time being. That's okay though. we're okay with that. The next thing I'm gonna go in with is this powder right here. This is the e.l.f. Prime and Stay finishing powder in light medium. So I've heard Julia Adams talk about this a lot, and she really likes it. She kind of said it compares to her Pat McGrath under eye powder, which is kind of crazy to me. This is like $4, so I'm hoping that it's good. I'm taking this small Spectrum and Katie Jane Hughes brush. This is the number 8 brush, and I'm going underneath my eyes. I do have some more cream products I want to try out, so I'm not going to set my whole face. Now I have 2 like bronzer contour products here. So the first thing I have is this Milani Liquid Contour Conceal and Perfect in the shade 02 Ginger. And I also picked up this Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, and this is in the shade Medium. I do want to try both, even though that might be a little risky, but you know, we're gonna do it anyway. So with the Milani one, you kind of just squeeze out the product. I want to swatch it real quick. Ooh, that is light. That is kind of orange. Maybe we're not gonna go in with that. That is a little too warm for my skin tone. I might try and hand this off to a friend because 1, it looks too light, 2, it looks too orange, and I don't know if I'd like that. I blended it out a little bit. It's not too light, but it is definitely super warm, and that's not the vibe that I'm going on, or that I'm going for right now, so I'm not gonna use this right now. I am just gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer in the shade Medium. I don't know which brush I should use. I'm gonna go in with this. This is just an e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I'm just gonna take a little bit right here and just kind of pat this in. It's pretty light. It does blend super easily. I do like the way it looks. It's a very soft sculpt, which is in the name, so I guess that makes sense. Like, it definitely doesn't look overly chiseled, but it does give me some definition. I don't think this is definitely not like a super cool tone shade. Let me just give it a little swatch. Ooh, the texture of it is kind of fun. I don't know how to describe it. It's not like super balmy. So I swatched it here. I'm not sure if you can actually tell, but so this is the Makeup by Mario swatch, and this one over here is the Milani swatch. So this one's definitely a little bit darker and a little more neutral leaning than the Milani one, which I appreciate. I do like it so far. It doesn't seem to pick up any foundation. It blended super easily. I'm realizing that I forgot to put this on underneath, but I also have another highlighter, so I'm not sure what I want to go in with, but let me just talk about them really quick. So the first thing is this Burt's Bees the Luminizer. I have mine in the shade Golden Hour. I bought this because Kelly Gooch said it was really good, and she said it's kind of a alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, which I have loved and used up a mini size. When you first swatch it, it's that one in the middle. It is pretty intense. This shade is very much like a gold color, but when you keep blending it in, it kind of just gives this like super pretty all over glow. And there are like very, very, very tiny micro glitters in there. So if you're not a fan of glitter at all, maybe not the product for you, but it does look really pretty and I'm excited to try that. I think I'm going to hold off on that one today because I really want to try these 2 things from Lila B right here. So the first thing that I got is this Divine Duo Lip and Cheek in the shade Bedazzling. Now, Lila B is actually going out of business, and when I looked on the Sephora website, everything was pretty much half off. So I was like, yeah, let's go for it. And it was also during the VIB sale, so I got a pretty big discount on these. These things feels so luxurious. The packaging of this is so fun. I immediately love it for the packaging. But so it's like this tiny little pebble, which these are very small. So if you are scared of the prices, you know, I don't think I would pay full price for this. Honestly, they're just so tiny. I don't think it would be worth it. But the packaging is so cute. It, like, the lid slides open like that. The packaging is weighted, so it is nice and like heavy feeling, like hefty feeling. I really like it. So like I said, this one is in the shade Bedazzling, which is kind of just like a highlighter. Let me give it a swatch. It feels creamy. It kind of just feels like every other cream highlighter in my collection. This is another one of the Lila B Divine Duo Lip and Cheek in the shade Be Fearless, which is this super pretty bright red color. I think this would be super pretty as a blush. Ooh, packaging gets dirty easily because my finger is too big for that. Here's a swatch for you. So you can see maybe here, this is the highlighter in the shade Bedazzling, and that is the blush in the shade Be Fearless. They both seem very creamy. They are a little bit emollient, not the most emollient I've ever worked with, but they are emollient. They kind of melt with the heat of your finger. I'm gonna go in with a brush with these just because I think that might just be the best way to go. I am going to use my Spectrum and Katie Jane Hughes number 3 brush, which is just this dual fiber brush, and try and blend this out. The shade kind of looks intimidating at first. Like, this bright red doesn't seem like something I would wear, or it is something I would wear on the daily, but maybe most people wouldn't. It seems a little stiff to blend out. I'm just gonna go in with my foundation brush and just kind of tap over the edges. I really like that. I think that's super pretty. It is very glowy. I feel like my cheeks are extremely glowy right now. I don't know how I feel about the formula itself yet. We'll see if it's super long wearing or not. I'm just taking some of the highlighter on my finger and just tapping that on. I do hope that this lasts really well though. These are luxury prices. When they were not half off, I think these were like $40 each. And I got them for whatever, half off, and then like an extra 20% because I am VIB, or I am a Rouge member. I would not pay full price for these. Nope. I have other cream blushes that I love. I do love this packaging though. For reference, like, this is the Rare Beauty blush, or the melting blush, and this is the Lila B blush. So the Lila B one is definitely smaller. The compact is kind of similar, as in they kind of look like little pebbles. The Lila B one definitely feels more luxurious though. It is definitely weightier. The packaging feels more luxe, like it feels like metal, whereas the Rare Beauty one feels like plastic. I just don't think I would spend full price on it. I really don't. If they weren't on sale, I really don't think I could have pulled the trigger on that. But this is where we are now. I really like this blush. I think that color is stunning. It looks a little bright, but really it's not anything that's like overly bright. I think that's stunning. I think that is so pretty. Moving on, I'm just gonna powder the rest of my face with the e.l.f. Prime and Stay finishing powder again. I'm just gonna go in with a big brush. This is the BH Cosmetics number 2 brush, and I'm just gonna set the rest of my face. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do are my brows, which I don't have anything new in terms of filling them in, but I do have this REFY brow sculpt. The applicator looks like that, or the brush on it looks like that, and it also twists off and has a nice big spoolie. I've heard really good things about this. I haven't actually used it in my brows yet, and So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hop off camera and fill in my brows, and then we'll come back for the brow sculpt. Okay, so I filled in my brows. I used my ABH brow pencil in the shade Ebony, and I used my NYX Thick It Stick It brow gel, or thickening mascara, in the shade Espresso. Now for the REFY brow gel, I have heard so many good things about this, and I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I do like a fluffy brow, but my brow hairs are pretty thin, and they don't tend to like stay where I put them. So the fluffy brow look doesn't usually work for me, but I feel like that's what everyone uses this product for. They do seem to be like glued on there. It didn't take that many swipes. I do feel like my brows look very fluffy. Yeah, I don't really know what the other end of, or how the other end of this is supposed to be used. So if you do know, please let me know. In the meantime though, I do think my brows look pretty good. They are definitely held up. They feel pretty sticky and like glued on, which isn't something that I mind. I'm just gonna fill in a little sparse area. I do have a singular eyeshadow product here. This is the Smashbox Always On Cream Shadow. I have mine in the shade Barista, which this shade, oh, that was all oil. I'm gonna give this a little shake. This is also something that I got at the cosmetics company store outlet. Very oily. Probably not supposed to be like that, but that's the color. It's just this deep brown. I think I'm just gonna do a little winged liner with it. I'm not trying to do anything super fancy. Maybe not even a winged liner, maybe just like deepening out the outer corners or the outer lash line a little bit. I don't think this is the best product for the vibe I'm going for today. I just put a little bit and tried to wing it out a little bit. You're probably not going to see it anyway once I put on mascara, but ooh, that sets down fast. That ain't coming off. The next thing I'm going to go in with is the original freck noir. So this is from Freck. It's basically just a little freckle maker. I also got this during the Sephora sale, and I'm just gonna start dotting. So you can see I have 3 freckles right there already, and I do think this is a pretty good color match to them. I'm just gonna start dabbing that on and then taking my finger and just kind of patting that out. I don't want to have a ton of freckles, just a little, like, cute little scattering. I like that you don't really have to be precise with it. You can pretty much just put it anywhere and then take your finger and tap it out, and then it makes it look a lot more natural. I will say I did kind of put too many in this center area, so that doesn't look super natural. I really like that. It's just like a cute little freckling. At the end, I will zoom you in so you can see a little bit better, but pretty much just like a little bit of freckling right there. I'm just gonna wipe off my lip because we have some lip products to go in with. This isn't super new to me, but it is relatively new, so I'm gonna go in with this. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. So I'm just gonna take this and line my lips with it. I'm just gonna rub this in a little bit. So the lip product that I want to go in with is this. Actually, this is a mini size of the Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame lipstick. It looks like this. I'll give a little swatch of it for you. It's this super stunning, kind of like reddy shade. That shade is stunning. I like this shade a lot. It is pretty much a kind of darker version of my Rare Beauty lipstick in the shade Bold. Actually, they're almost exactly the same, which is maybe why I like it so much. So you can see here, this one is the Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame. This one is Rare Beauty Bold. So you can see that The Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame has a little bit more of a berry tone and it's a little bit brighter than the Rare Beauty one, but the overall tones and vibes are pretty much the same. So I do really like this lip color. Charlotte Tilbury is kind of known for her lipstick formula, so the formula is obviously really good. Have no complaints with the formula itself. I am just going to blot this a little bit. I'm just gonna do one of those guys. I've been into more of a blotted lip look lately. And the last thing I'm gonna go in with is this little lip gloss from Kosas. This is called the Gloss Shot and this is in the shade 04 Pink Drink. I've heard so many good things about this lip gloss formula. It is apparently super shiny. The applicator is a little bit funky. You can see it like kind of curves down a little bit and it's flatter on this side, so it hugs your lips a little bit better. Kind of like a mini version of the Dior Glow Lip Oil applicator. And I'm just gonna go right in with this. I will say the applicator is kind of hard to pull out of the packaging. It feels super comfortable. I can't tell if this has a noticeable tint because I have the lipstick underneath. It doesn't look like a super noticeable tint, but I would have to wear this pretty much on its own for me to know that. Oh, it got really snowy really quick. That, dang, okay. I am gonna curl my lashes and put on mascara and I will be right back to show you the finished look. Okay, and here is the final look. Let me zoom you in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so here's what everything is looking like. The brows are definitely like set. They're not moving. You can see the fro freckles are lighter than my actual freckles. Overall, I really like the way this is looking. I know my Kosas foundation is not new, so I'm not like super surprised that that's looking good, but my under eyes look pretty good. I feel like my skin looks nice and blurred from the e.l.f. powder, and I feel like everything looks really good. Okay, that is pretty much it for today. Let me go through the products one more time and just do a little recap. So the Kosas foundation, I know it looks good. Now I just have to wait and see if it will break me out. This is a big risk. I don't want to break out. So if it's not the foundation and if it is just me being on my period, then I take back everything I said about this in the makeup I regret buying video that I did. Otherwise, we'll just have to wait and see. I know that it looks good on my skin. I know that it like performs well. I just need to know if it still breaks me out. This brow gel, ooh wee, does this lock in my brows? My brows have not moved. They have not fallen, which is what I mainly look for. My brows fall super easily. Most brow gels I'll try, they fall within like a couple minutes to an hour. This hasn't yet. It hasn't been on for that long, so I don't know like how long it'll actually last. But so far, I have high hopes for this. I feel like my brows look pretty good today. Usually my brows don't look that good. Usually one brow looks different than the other, lighter than the other, whatever. I think this might be like in the rotation from now on. I'm not gonna lie. Another thing I tried today is the Clinique Even Better Concealer. I do like this so far. I obviously haven't worn it for that long and it's my first impression, so I don't know if I like absolutely love it. I think the shade Beige is a tiny bit dark. The formula is nice. It does feel hydrating. It has not creased yet, which is a great sign. I do get creasing on this eye, specifically right under there, but I haven't noticed any creasing yet. It does come with this like applicator on top if you do that. I don't think I would ever use that though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, it might be nice if you're like on the go. I don't think I've ever applied concealer like on the go though. So I'm probably not gonna use that, but it's a nice option. Another thing I tried is the Smashbox Always On Cream Shadow. Not immediately a fan. The color is fine. It's like a nice like neutral brown, a little bit darker, but not like a deep brown. I think it would be nice if it didn't come out like super oily. I think that might just be like the initial like little squeeze though. I think I have to squeeze it up and shake it up a little bit. That's fine. I'll try this again in a different video because I do want to make this work. Like, I've heard amazing things about this, so I have to assume that it's not the actual product itself. Maybe it's just like it sitting there for a little bit. So I'm gonna keep trying that. Have not made my decision on this yet though. The Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Walk of No Shame. Stunning. Gorgeous. I love it. It is very reminiscent of my Rare Beauty lipstick in the shade Bold and my MAC Powder Kiss lipstick in the shade Devoted to Chili. For finish references, okay, these are all pretty similar colors. Powder Kiss is very matte. The Rare Beauty lipstick is matte, but not super matte. This is very much more of like a satin cream type of lipstick, which I think it's actually described as matte. I don't actually know. But in terms of like formula, I feel like this is definitely more creamy than the other two. I do love both. I do love all of them. I think you can kind of tell where my lip preferences are. I think it's super flattering on me. I really like the shade of it. I really like the tone of it. All around, good product. I'm kind of jumping all over the place in terms of applications, so I'm sorry about that. We're almost done though, so just bear with me. The next thing I want to talk about is the e.l.f. Prime and Stay Finishing Powder in the shade Light Medium. e.l.f. kind of killed it. I feel like my under eyes look really good. I feel like my skin looks pretty blurred. I don't have any qualms with it. I know Julia Adams compares this to her Pat McGrath under eye powder. I have never tried that, so I cannot comment on that, but this is pretty good so far. It is pretty affordable. I think it's like $4 or $5-ish. Overall, really good. Fan of this so far. It is not super mattifying, but it does feel like it's set and blurred everything really nicely. The Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. I think I need to try this more. I did like the way it applied. It was super easy to apply. I have the shade Medium again. It looks nice. I'm not gonna lie. It does look nice. I just don't like get the hype of it. I know it blends really easily. I do like the way that it looks, but I have other cream bronzers that I also like the way they look. So I don't think it's like a necessity in my collection, but I do like it. I will use it. I know people have pretty much raved about this since it came out. So maybe I need to try it more. I definitely need to try it more, but I'm gonna keep trying it for review's sake so that I can really know my thoughts on it. It does feel, I wouldn't say it feels powdery, but it feels more powdery than some of my other cream formulas. So like the Merit Bronze Balm, definitely more of a balm, definitely more slip to it, whereas this feels just a little bit drier, but not as dry as the Rose Inc cream blushes, if that makes sense. As far as the products that I didn't use today, so the Milani Liquid Contour and the Burt's Bees the Luminizer, I don't see how this could be a contour for anyone. This was super warm on my warm skin, so definitely not a contour shade, maybe a bronzer shade in the winter, but it's so orange. I don't really like the undertone of this. I will try and use it. I do have other bronzer formulas that are a little bit more like warm toned like this, so I'll try it again. I might end up passing it on to my friend. The Luminizer, it seems like it looks very pretty swatched. I haven't tried it on my skin yet, so I cannot tell you, but I know Kelly Gooch says great things about this, and if it is like a dupe, then I'm all for it. I'm always down to not spend money. The last couple things I want to talk about, so the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. This was sold out for a very long time. It went back in stock recently. And it sold out again. So I am glad I have this because it was very hyped up. I do like the color. It pretty much is just like my upper lip natural color, if that makes sense. It is a little bit more creamy than the NYX like the drugstore NYX lip liners. Don't know if I would buy it again. I think NYX has pretty good lip liners and the NYX ones are like $4. This one is like $24, something like that. So I'm gonna use it up, obviously. I don't know if I would repurchase it though. It is nice. I do like the color. It is there. Like it is a good product. I just don't know if it's worth the hype yet. The Freck Noir, I have been wanting to try this for a really long time, but I never pulled the trigger because I pretty much thought like, oh, I am not gonna like put faux freckles on my face that often, which fair, I probably won't, and I probably didn't need to get a product that was specifically for faux freckles, but I just think they're so cute. I think faux freckles are so cute. I really like the shade of this. Like, it does look pretty natural on my skin. This is the Noir version specifically, so this is the darker of the two shades that they have. It lasts all day and it blends out really easily. If you just like dot it on and then immediately pat it out, it gives like a really natural effect. So overall, really happy with that. And the Kaja Gloss Shot, this is so comfortable. I've been wearing it as I was talking for the last, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, and it's so good. It is so comfortable. I feel like the shine is there. I don't think I can complain about this. It is really that good. I don't necessarily think it's like better or worse than any other gloss that I have, but I do like it. I'm going to continue to use it, and I probably will. Like, love it. I don't have a ton from Kaja. I only have this and another blush, so I would like to try more from them eventually. And the last two things I want to talk about are these Lila B Divine Duo Lip in Cheek in Be Fearless and Be Dazzling. These, super weighty, they feel luxurious, they feel really nice. The products themselves are pretty nice. I feel like the blush is super stunning. I wouldn't expect a blush this shade to be as kind of calmed down as it is. Like, I feel like it looks really natural on my skin. It doesn't look like an overly bright blush is what I'm trying to say. I don't think I would buy these full price. I'm glad they were on sale. I know Lila B is closing down, so if you want to try these products, this is pretty much the time to do it before they close down for good. And I know Sephora had a bunch of their stuff on sale, like half off. So if you're still interested in this brand, I would recommend getting it while you can. Otherwise though, like, it's nothing that I can't get from any other product. I think the main draw of this brand is the packaging. I just love the way these feel. They're super heavy and weighted, and like the component itself is just very luxurious with the kind of twisting cap. I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope you guys enjoyed testing new makeup with me. I feel like I haven't done that in a while. I am now on a no-buy, so if you have any sort of video you want to see, please let me know. I'd be happy to create some more content for you guys. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye!